Hello and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy, episode 408 for the week of July 2nd, 2019. My name is Ryan Higgins. Who's here with me
Brock Sager.
this week?
Scott Shea.
And Kevin. I can finally say it without stepping on Charlie.
And you're even sitting in Charlie's seat like that.
I know, he fully is on the takeover mission.
I do not have my giant tumbler of coffee.
Now,
This
Scott,
is true. Yeah.
I didn't know you saw Spider-Man Far From Home already today.
I saw it at noon.
Because it came out today. So we're not going to be talking about
What?
that. We're going to be talking about it
God,
next
I
week.
rushed out to see it at noon just so that you wouldn't spoil it
Us
for me.
working stiffs have to actually have jobs and go at night. So, but thank you for seeing it, and be on next week, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll miss it just like I missed the Dark Phoenix episode.
You didn't miss much.
You didn't miss much for that.
Yeah.
Did you guys? Okay, I haven't listened to it yet. Did anybody
for
like
new
it?
listeners.
For new listeners, can we do a brief recap? Because
Of Dark Phoenix?
Yeah, just brief.
I think we all decided it was the best of the worst X-Men movies, or it was the worst of, or was
fair
the
enough.
worst of the worst of the good ones.
Okay, so yeah, so it's right at the top or middle.
I heard Dazzler just made the movie.
Fantastic.
That was my shout out. That was my favorite part of the movie, and that was
the Dazzler shout out?
10 seconds, maybe.
That was your favorite part?
Yeah.
You didn't
She
like
was
anything
perfect.
else? She
No,
was very good.
I didn't say I didn't like anything else. I just said that was my favorite part.
If you didn't like anything else, I would just call you Ryan Higgins.
What? I'm very excited for Spider-Man. I've had, because it's opened elsewhere, where I think once again the last people on Earth to get it, and not seeing it in advance, not seeing it on a Thursday night, which would have been last night, right? Because it's opening on a Tuesday because of the 4th of July weekend. So I definitely feel like I'm one of the last people in the world to see this movie. But I've remained shockingly spoiler free, especially for the post credit scenes. Scott, don't fucking say a word. So I'm very excited to see what those are about. So,
I will say
I said don't say a word.
the movie was solid. If I'm a Spider-Man fan,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it.
No, I will say this about the movie. I'm going to go see it with my kids probably in the next, but this weekend sometime.
Hopefully before Tuesday.
Yeah, before Tuesday.
Better.
But I don't know. Twitter had this advertisement for it where it shows that the scene with him like carrying MJ through the city, and there's a whole bunch of screaming, and I'm like, and the audio on it is so bad. I'm like, man, I don't want to watch this movie because of this ad, but I want to watch the movie.
I don't know what the ad is.
It was on Twitter. It's like the little never again # never again or something.
Okay.
I don't know. It was pretty bad.
All right.
I never saw that one. Okay.
But like they crammed all of her screaming into like 2 seconds, so it just sounded like ah, and I was like,
What?
This is not good. It was like a
check-
5-second ad.
You should check your audio
5-second
your
ad.
audio codec on your computer or something. Check your speakers.
No, it was pretty bad.
So next week, all Spider-Verse. Bryce said
Spider-Verse?
whatever.
Far From Home,
Far
dude.
From Home. Bryce said he wants to be on. I don't know if he's going to be here. I'm actually waiting for him to text me if he's actually going to be here or just over Skype. But he didn't know it was coming out this week. So
just don't overpromise anything to people listening.
So Bryce is in
Yeah,
full
'cause-
dad mode. Oh,
No.
I didn't know Spider-Man was opening this
he's
week.
in full I don't go to a comic book store anymore mode. So he doesn't find out about anything. And
Yeah, but most information comes out on Bleeding Cool.
He doesn't.
Or
Bryce doesn't use
comic
the
book
internet,
resources.
right? You know this,
or
right?
Bryce
doesn't-
one he doesn't like.
Brett doesn't.
I don't go on any of those either.
Bryce
so-
has become. I post a picture of my kid every other week on Facebook.
hashtag.
Yeah.
Actually, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. That is the extent of Bryce's online persona, which is so weird.
Bryce barely even gets puts in effort for comics. Ryan just subscribes him to everything
so
he's
weird.
gonna need.
I figured Bryce feels like he'd be a guy that would just like troll people on the internet all day, but no, he doesn't. He's got real.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
He's got a lot of soccer to watch. A lot of women's soccer to watch.
And Kevin, we
Good game.
can't overexcite Bryce Larson quotes.
Can we talk
Like,
about that
That's
for
what
a
I'm
second?
saying. Don't
Yeah.
overpromise something until you know for sure he's going to be on.
Oh, all right.
Bryce Larson quotes already took the day off of work.
The Wednesday.
Right,
Just
the Wednesday
transcribe the show.
Exactly. He's just going to quote here. Here's the full Bryce-only transcript with no interaction with anybody else.
Well, I'm going to be out of here early because I'm going to go see Spider-Man tonight, so we're going to burn through this episode pretty quick. We don't have too much to talk about, but they are very large topics to talk about. And next week will be all Spider-Man, and the week after...
Random picks?
The week after that's the week of Comic-Con.
I'm so far behind, I have no random picks.
So 2 weeks.
You pull something old. That's the idea.
Your Doom Patrol.
Right, exactly. Oh,
my greatest
I'll start
adventure.
right now. My random pick is Greatest Adventure number 80, the first appearance of Doom Patrol.
Yeah, you just picked up a first appearance of Doom Patrol. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, it's super cool.
Yeah.
And I actually asked Ryan because, look, I picked it up a little bit before I started watching the show, finished up the show, and I was like, okay, that was pretty excellent. On the way shipping is my Doom Patrol first appearance. Where's my first appearance of Crazy Jane? Where's Flux Mentallo?
That's all in the Morrison stuff.
I know it is. Brock found me one in the bin somewhere.
Yeah,
No, it was in the back.
It was in the back?
Yeah. I just
Sweet.
grabbed it and I was like, yeah, this is for you.
So it's in the box. Now I have to shake down Ryan. That's the way it goes.
Post movie, post TV show bump.
No. I mean, it was a good show, and it. So I just read number 80 because I read all the comics I get, even the old ones. And it was really cool because it was very much the beginning of Doom Patrol where they introduced the characters. It was a modern take on it, but very true to pretty much that first issue, which is neat.
Yeah.
So neat.
Two big topics.
Two big topics
for this week. We're gonna get
juicy.
to. Let's start with Sandman. Yesterday, 2 days ago, Netflix. There was a report that went out. I think it was like Deadline or something, but now it's official. Netflix and DC both tweeted about it. There's going to be a Sandman TV show. Mm-hmm. The movie is dead, seemingly.
God.
4 years. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. 30 years that they've been trying to get this going.
No.
The most recent attempt has been the last 4 years trying to get the Sandman movie going.
No.
We've said...
TV show.
I think we've all said from day one a TV show is the way to go for Sandman. I of course, I would watch a Sandman movie.
Yeah.
Is Matt Ryan going to be... Has he been cast yet? Have you seen it?
Constantine.
That was my... So I tweeted that to DC when they tweeted it out. I was like, if someone doesn't hire Matt Ryan and Tom Ellis to play Constantine and Lucifer, like, you guys fucked up.
Yeah.
Clearly... Look, he's a very different take on Lucifer in the show, right? Very different than I think what's in the comics. But that said, he's amazing.
Yeah, he would be able to do it.
And Lucifer is so fun that, like, I need that character to be in an episode.
Okay, so the thing is you can't... Matt Ryan, you cannot... Any Constantine, no matter what universe, movie, TV, it has to be Matt Ryan now.
It has to.
It has to. Like, it's Matt Ryan all the way.
Yeah, they have to.
There's nobody else that can play Constantine.
When they said Swamp Thing TV show, I'm like, Matt Ryan has to be in the show.
Sorry, Keanu. No. It's Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
That movie was not that bad.
No, it wasn't. It had what's his name?
Keanu?
Yeah.
No, it's not. If it had been called something else.
If it was not. Yeah, exactly. It was just a fine movie.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen the Constantine movie?
No, I never watched it.
How are you even a DC fan?
Because it wasn't Constantine. I never saw the Catwoman movie
So what
either.
you're going to do
it was on TV.
What you need to do is you need to get Toby to edit and recreate some kind of Blu-ray box. No, a Blu-ray box that says, "Hey, this is a supernatural type." Blah 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 blah.
Johnny Magic.
And Johnny Magic. Here you go. And then give it to Ryan and say, "Hey, this is a pretty good movie."
So I won't ask if you're excited for a Sandman TV show.
No, why do we have to ask Ryan that?
I'm not asking. What I'm saying is...
I'm terrified.
I was going to say, hold on.
I mean, I'm fucking excited, but I'm also terrified.
Having read a couple of those screen drafts from, I want to say, the early 2000s, the Sandman movie, awful. I mean, awful.
Yeah.
You just couldn't get out of their own way?
They're trying to tell a superhero story that happens to feature Dream.
Yeah.
You can't. Like, you just have to do Sandman how it's written.
But it's 11 episodes, Netflix said.
I think
11?
it's 10 or 11. Yeah,
okay.
That sounds right.
What story would you do?
I would do 10 one-offs. I wouldn't do a story. I would just do like
really?
I don't
I think you would.
And Endless Night season.
I would do the first story arc with him getting the objects back.
And just end with death and bring death in for the last episode. And, like, that's your story. But, yeah, I wouldn't do, like, necessarily, like, try to shove, like, 4 volumes into the first season or something. I would just do, like, those early episodes, those early issues of Sandman lend themselves to TV very well because each episode, each issue is a very standalone.
Each issue for the first story arc is, this is my goal for the issue. I'm going to get this.
Yeah.
And especially issue, 6 is the one in the diner.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Holy fucking shit. That's morbid and
episode.
Fucked up.
Yeah, with Dr. Destiny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, you could do easily a 2-parter where he goes to hell. All right, to get his what's he get from Lucifer?
It's the key to
hell. Is it the key?
Yeah, Lucifer Lucifer basically
because he gets like his bag from.
Oh, you're talking about you're talking about the first part. So the first thing is
his helm was his helm
was in hell.
Yeah,
and so he has to go down and he has to
he tricks him into something. I'm blanking on the specifics on it.
It's I'm this. How do you beat me?
Yeah,
I'm this. How do you beat me?
It's
one of those
like a word game.
Word dueling things with the like
demons.
Multi-eyed demon guy.
Yeah.
I just think you're saying you would end with death. I don't think they'll be able to resist the temptation to introduce the family.
The whole family.
Yeah.
Well, they could
just the introduction of the whole family from season of Miss Zero.
They could. I mean, they could have absolutely nothing to do with it, right? They could never have him captured. They could not deal with any of that. They could stay out of the dreaming entirely. They could have it be Daniel. They could do a billion things.
They could do Daniel. They could follow Rose. They could, there's a ton of characters they can follow within the context of the show.
Yeah, I think those early issues of the comic is a great introduction to the character because it's such a crazy world. I need Golden Age Sandman to appear as like a flashback. I need Wesley Dodds to like open the show. They don't even have to name him. Just we know, right? Like, because he's in the thing, right? They're like, oh, this guy starts having these crazy dreams, and then he goes out and fights crime. Like, they don't even have to like name him or show him. Like, I need Wesley Dodds to be in this.
Sandman. So I've recently reread it. Like at the end of last year is when I recently and finished up at the beginning of this year, and the comic itself really adds itself to being adapted to TV. If you do a straight adaptation of each graphic novel as a season, so you do Preludes and Nocturnes, and that's your first season, and you go 10 seasons, fine, right? It works perfectly.
Unlikely. There's so many arcs. And so many one-off issues that they could just completely.
But there's a lot of stuff that can be condensed, and cut down. But the thing is like it's again, I think the difficult part with tackling Sandman or taking Sandman to a different medium is the book is not necessarily completely about Dream.
No,
it's
big chunks of it aren't.
It's about what's going on with Rose or with what's going on with oh god, what's the other?
One of my favorite parts of that book is the serial killer convention, and he's barely in that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like if you did it straight, it would be okay. We're showing you Dream, but then this character randomly pops up, but we're seeing other people.
That's the genius about a Sandman or a dreaming television show is that you can have all sorts of crazy ass random stories. Mm-hmm. What do you think they should do?
The first arc with capturing the objects.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying stretch it out for 10 episodes, but I would definitely tell that story because it establishes so many things.
Well, it establishes the world.
Do you get into the dreaming? Do you get into
I would,
the full family? Because I can't see it.
The thing is doing the full
they can have like the row of pictures and all that.
They can have that. They can have the row of pictures.
But
I would definitely want to introduce the House of Secrets and Mystery.
But they're not going to cast and here's the Endless and we're casting them all before the show starts.
I think showing I would bet you $100 right now Death is going to be in that show.
Yeah, of course.
There's no way she's just a picture.
Yeah.
She could reference the family. You could see a picture, whatever it is, a flashback scene.
The thing is when you it doesn't need to be pictures of these actual characters. It could just be pictures of their sigils.
Well, that's what it.
That's the thing is like Desire is the heart.
Well, they can be these very ambiguous,
but
crazy
again,
images that can change to be whoever they, if they actually cast any of those.
But again, like we've talked about, the first story arc does a great job introducing a lot of the characters that you're going to see throughout the entire run of the show.
They bring the Justice League into it.
I mean,
I assume no.
Well, if you're going to bring Dr. Destiny in, you got to explain kind of who this crazy guy is.
They could just be like, he's a crazy guy, right? I mean,
with a ruby that captures people's dreams.
Sure. It's very easy to. Well, that's again the genius of the Sandman comic is. You don't have to know Dr. Destiny is nobody to anyone that read to 98% of the people that read that comic.
I think it's that low, 98.
Sandman #1, yeah.
No. I'm saying you think. I would say probably 99.5% of people don't know Dr.
Destiny.
He hadn't been in the JLA.
It's true. Yeah.
He probably hadn't been in the JLA for 10 years.
Yeah, I guess probably tens of millions of people have read Preludes and Nocturnes.
Do you remember issue 6 in the diner?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what we were saying. Yeah. Oh. Probably tens of millions of people have read Preludes and Nocturnes. Yeah, probably 99.9% have never heard of Dr. Destiny.
Yeah, because he looked the last time he appeared in JLA, he looked like Skeletor.
Yeah.
Like a big muscular dude with a skull face.
Yeah. So as you guys are you're talking about Sandman, blah blah blah.
You're looking up all the Sandman keys on eBay.
No. Haven't read any of them.
Oh, really?
Okay.
So good.
And the only person that I know that you're talking about is Dr. Destiny. That's it. And I'm like, I know Dr.
Golden
Destiny.
Age Sandman.
Yeah,
well, I know Wesley Dodds.
Yeah. And you know Sandman and more. You know Morpheus and Death. I mean, you've seen them.
Well, you've seen them. The covers are cool.
Death was in Action Comics, and Morpheus was in
Hey, she was in an Incredible Hulk issue.
Yeah, that's true. So there's so much potential with the Sandman TV show. It is done. It's going to be done by Neil Gaiman, Alan Heinberg, who's the showrunner.
The thing is, if Neil Gaiman's on it, I mean, have any of you watched Good Omens?
Yeah, not yet.
Oh, it's so good. Like,
I did not. Did you watch American Gods?
I haven't watched it yet.
I just couldn't.
I couldn't get into it.
I watched I probably watched 10 episodes.
I thought the whole first season.
What was the first season? 10 or 13?
Yeah, something like that. I watched like 2 and 3 and went, this is just not for me.
No, I watched the first season, and then the second season, I just can't watch this. They just kept piling up on the DVR, and I'm like, delete. No,
so,
done.
Alan Heinberg, hold on. Alan Heinberg, showrunner.
Watch Good Omens.
Showrunner and chief writer. Neil Gaiman and David S. Goyer as executive producers. So this is going to be a Warner Brothers produced film, right? Or show. This is not Netflix is not making this. Netflix is going to be
Netflix is distributing
the distribution of it. Apparently HBO passed on it, which is pretty shocking. But this is apparently the budget is extremely high, and I wonder if maybe HBO was like, well, we have Watchmen. Do we need 2 of these things at once? That'd be my guess.
I'm excited. Like you said, I'm excited but terrified.
Well, you know who's in the Swamp Thing TV show is Matt Cable.
Yeah, the Raven.
Right. So I'm saying that actor there's somebody playing that on Swamp Thing.
Right. So they could bring him in.
They could have the Raven,
the human version.
The just voice him.
Yeah, you have the Raven on the Sandman show, voiced by the guy who plays it in Swamp Thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
When you could have Swamp Thing in Sandman.
Are you surprised this is not on DC Universe?
Reported here. This is on Newsarama and a couple other sites. I was reading a few. It was never a consideration for the streaming service because it's such an expensive show. They want to kind of get that money up front. So, and Netflix, unfortunately, is not the best track record for this stuff recently. They've canceled a lot of shows. But at least we can get a season on Netflix and see how it goes. Then maybe they could bring it over to the DC streaming service. I'd be very disappointed if we get like one season and they canned it. But we'll see. Sandman TV show. Oof. Very cool. Very exciting.
It's interesting to see who they cast as that.
Yeah, I don't
lead role.
I mean, nobody we've ever heard of. It's just random.
Well, yeah, I saw like when the news dropped 2 days ago, and immediately people were like, "Who would you cast as Death?" And I'm like, nobody. Like
some 20-year-old girl. 20-year-old
girl that they paint white and
like no one you've ever heard of. So.
Dye her hair just jet black and go like. Yeah. Now the interesting thing would be who would they cast to be Desire?
plenty of transgender actors probably looking for work. So
if there is even a desire in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix. Let's move on to something else. Talking about
now you
starting.
said Netflix. Did we talk about Jessica Jones yet?
I haven't seen any of it. I haven't seen any of the last seasons of any of the shows.
Well, you're way behind, aren't you? Still on Iron Fist season 2?
Yeah. Technically, I did watch Luke Cage season 2, which is the last season. So,
have you seen Daredevil yet?
No. Did see Daredevil? Did see Jessica Jones 3? Didn't see Punisher 2.
What are you consuming?
Like so much stuff. Have you heard of video games? It's a cool new concept. That's
super cool.
It is fucking awesome.
So you do.
A little bit of that.
Okay.
Recently, yes, with Mario Maker
exactly.
2, quite a bit of Mario. Have you heard of sleeping?
Apparently, there's 87 trillion shitty levels too.
Reading,
yes, I saw that tweet.
Have you heard of reading 50 comics a week? 20 other TV shows?
I'm consuming lots of media, and unfortunately, my comic reading is falling by the wayside.
That's the hard thing: is balancing the reading, the watching.
The sleeping,
the
working, the going
eating.
to see Spider-Man. So yeah, it's on the list. My Netflix queue doesn't get smaller. Did you watch Jessica Jones? Did you watch them all?
I did.
Okay.
I
want to hear about it. Tell me about it.
I really liked how they wrapped it up.
Okay, because season 2 was
say hi to
bad.
Jim for me.
I really liked how they wrapped it up. I'm just going to leave it there. I mean, until we have a little more of a critical mass of watching it. You should. I mean, I've enjoyed Jessica Jones as the seasons have gone.
Did you like season 2? I did not.
I watched it.
Yeah, I was pretty poor. I love season 1. Season 1 is still my favorite season to date of any of the Netflix
I like
shows.
her as Jessica Jones.
Yeah, she's great. She's fantastic. It's just the season was, and I love Patsy. The actress plays Patsy Walker. I love almost every aspect of that show.
Hellcat was good.
Season 2 was
I felt
bad.
like Hellcat was pretty good this season.
Yeah.
I mean, not really true to who she is. I mean, she's kind of a
totally different character.
She's kind of almost she's a Punisher type vigilante.
Yeah. Well, she's like a full on like drug addict in the second season and going crazy and like not killing people.
Well, now she's just straight. She's Hellcat now.
Okay. Because she gets all hooped up on
the juice.
On Nitro's
little stuff.
Yeah. But season 2, man, God, all the shit with her mom was so bad. I guess not the worst, but it was not good.
I mean, the bad guy in this one I liked a lot.
I don't even know who the bad guy is.
He's just a dude.
He's
just a bad dude.
Mm-hmm.
But they did a nice job.
That's the official
I guess Jessica Jones has Purple Man. The end. Like
her rogues gallery.
That's her rogues gallery.
Her rogues gallery is not deep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna move on now to Walking Dead, and I would, some people I think would maybe consider the spoilers, maybe not. I don't know.
I was spoiled on that today.
It's hard to
today.
It's hard to talk about this. Again, there's no plot spoilers here. But we are going to talk about what's going on with Walking Dead because this all came ahead on Monday, and a little play-by-play. So Monday, right in the morning when I wake up on the retailer forums, because some stores get their books on Monday because they have like a multi-store account, so they get their books a day early. And a couple people on the retailer forum were like,
what the fuck is this?
So Walking Dead, what's going on with this book? And people were like, what are you talking about? And then so one of the retailers was like, I guess I should just tell you this. Yeah, The Walking Dead is over.
It just ended.
193 is the last issue. It's like triple sized. There's no letter column.
Did you know
There's no
this?
ads. No, nobody did.
No.
They solicited 194 and 195.
They fake solicited up to 196.
Nice.
Yep, there's fake solicitations for the next couple issues.
So I love this.
This is what Robert Kirkman said. He said, he goes, I knew I was done. I knew I was coming to it. I didn't want people to know. I just wanted to
I
go
love
out.
it. I love that the people didn't know that Rick died.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoiler.
Spoiler 192.
We're in full. It's fine.
191, 192.
I love that nothing got to anybody before it came out. It's like the old days.
Yeah.
So I read his letter at the end.
Yeah.
And basically he talks about when Charles Aldred,
Yeah.
when he turned in
Aldred,
yeah. Whatever.
Charlie
Aldred.
I forget how to pronounce his last name.
Yeah. When he turned in
Mike
art,
Allred,
when he turned in art for the fair for God.
Yeah, it was like issue like 140.
Like 140 or something. Yeah. That's when Kirkman kind of knew he was done.
Well, he said he knew what the ending was.
Yeah, and he talked to Charlie about it,
and he realized that he was like, "Oh shit, I'm getting there."
And he's like, "I'm getting there." And the thing is he's very aware of writing not just for single issues, but for writing for the compendiums and the trade paperbacks and all that stuff. And the most popular version of Walking Dead sold collected wise is the compendiums.
I mean, maybe dollar wise.
No,
not.
He's like the most popular way people get it is the compendium.
I do not believe that for a second. The standard graphic novel is the most popular.
Yeah.
Is the most units. So no, it does not even.
You guys should have seen Ryan's face there.
Just,
he was so offended at Brock's comment.
It's just not true.
And the thing is, I'm just reading it off of what Kirkman said. So.
Oh wait, hold on. There it is again.
It's just not true. But yeah, he said, I kind of wanted to end on this compendium, and I knew I wasn't going to go another 50 issues, let alone 100 and change to get to issue 300 like I originally wanted. So yeah. And we won't talk about anything that happens in the final issue. It's fine. I skimmed through it. I kind of know what happens at the very, very end. But this is kind of nuts. Robert Kirkman's done some crazy shit the last couple of years. He stealth launched
Die.
Yeah, Die, and Oblivion Song.
So Oblivion Song wasn't really stealth launched, but Oblivion Song we got copies of the trade
before the first issue shipped.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah, and Oblivion Song he just randomly sent to the store free issues and said, "Hey, here you go, here's free copies."
Based on what you ordered from Oblivion Song.
The Crow.
Was it what?
The Crow. Scott's looking at the TV. He's trying to figure out what it is. Bang,
and there's not enough of us at the table that I can secretly
I can't see it over there.
Wait,
what episode?
It's Crow. Yeah.
Oh, I can't look at the TV. I want to rewatch it properly, and I forgot to ask Brock to bring me.
Look, I forgot to bring it.
It's so good.
Yeah, so I don't want to see it like this. Okay, I'm angling away from the TV.
So
you go skip it.
So
no, he's.
I do fine. Like there. I mean, there was a comment. I mean, you see the ending is apropos to it's this is Rick's story.
Yeah.
And the world that, he created a world and it followed Rick and Rick died and it's over. And then they wake up and it was a dream. Like
they do
Lost.
have the cover art for the 194, 195, and 196, the ones they faux solicited in the back. And they kind of tell us the story of what happens after.
Right.
So, I part of me is like, man, you don't get to 200. You just you were that close.
Well, again, going for that compendium. So volume 4,
it's
that's
fine.
It. I mean,
but he's like, I'm done. That's it.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah,
I'm done with the story.
It's crazy.
At 193,
it's really weird.
Suckers. Sorry you didn't overorder for that one, big guy. How about the second print?
It does. It is an interesting question from a number of points of view. A lot of the retailers were like, well, this sucks. This is my highest selling comic book and highest selling graphic novel series. What do I do now?
Yeah.
First Saga, now Walking Dead, right? And I understand that. This does kind of lead, well, what do they do with the show? The show's going to just go off and do... It's already done whatever it wants to do, but...
there's 4 shows now.
Does this sort of...
4?
Yeah, so they have the main, Fear, and then there's 2 shows in production.
But who knows what's going to happen with those. I think we may hear about one of them at Comic-Con. It sounds like there's going to be a Walking Dead panel. We may get that second show, or that third show announced at Comic-Con.
All I know is that where are the freaking scientists? Because there's no way that they would not have solved the zombie plague by now. There's just no way. And
it's okay. Skip it for Kevin. Skip it so we can not. Let's see what's next. What's next on the TV? Click that over. Here we go. Ultimate Doom Part 3.
And there's no way.
Transformers. There we go.
There's no way.
Transformers. Now you're safe.
That any zombies would be left with the amount of guns that we have in the United States. there would be no zombies here. None. The bullet to person ratio in the United States is so great. The zombies would be just plowed down, all of them.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do, right?
I'm going to be done reading Walking Dead at 193, that's for sure.
Yeah. So the question, when I saw this, I said, okay, he's going to wrap up the book. And in 2 months, we're going to get Fear the Walking Dead #1 by
biggest fan ever, whatever.
Sure, by Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder, right?
Who's the comedian lady that's always on the Talking Dead? She's on all the time.
The one from Community?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
She ran it for a while, didn't she?
Yeah.
When What's His Face was off?
Oh, for like a week?
Yeah.
Oh, was it only a week?
Yeah.
Oh.
They realized that, no, he was fine.
That's, I assume, if he wanted to, I mean, of course, just because it'd be it and it's done forever and there's never anything else. I would think Kirkman could be like, all right, I'm going to give it to some friends. I'm going to give the world of Walking Dead, do whatever you want in this world. Go crazy. Give it to big creators, give it to Hollywood people, give it to people outside of comics.
Hey, Jason Aaron, do you want to do something besides Southern Bastards?
Sure, just go hog wild and Brian K. Vaughan, get him back to do another Walking Dead book story and just go crazy, do whatever you want to do. I think that's very possible, and I think every creator on Earth would jump on the chance for that because it's such a not only a good, very different than what a lot of creators do. It's also easily one of the most successful comics of all time. Mm-hmm. So, having attachment to that, and especially
it adds. I mean, the show, even watching the show and just the little stuff they've done, even like with Red Machete, like the little story they tell in between commercial breaks, every episode, or the little spin-off things that this is the explanation behind the bicycle girl zombie, the little stories that you can tell in the world itself, on top of what is already there. The potential, there's tons of potential there.
Yeah, and I there's also something very good about just ending it, right? And it's on his own kind of terms. But very, very surprising. I definitely think.
I love it.
Yeah,
I think it's fantastic. Let those speculators scramble for these copies. They're going to be in
already
here.
got a lot of orders.
They're going to be in here.
Did not get as much as 192, but we got some extra copies.
They're like, wait, that's because they haven't figured it out yet.
Oh, people know.
Came out on Monday. I found out today because I try to stay off the troll net.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Well, I'm torn because I'm like I picked up 192 and I read it and I'm like, okay, and now I'm like, well, shit, all right, fine, I'll just read 193. And then when the trade comes out, I'm like, all right, I'll catch up to the story that was there prior.
My question now is, what happens to sales of Walking Dead back issues, trade paperbacks? Will people be like, oh, it's done? Oh, I can actually kind of fill this in now? Or are people like, oh, cool, it's over, I never have to look at it again, and just all of a sudden everyone stops caring?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's something to be said about the book being over and kind of. We talked about it before, like, hey, just go on forever, 300, 400, 500 issues, do whatever the hell you want, go crazy for the rest of your life. But it's.
The book ran for 16 years.
16 years, yeah. It's a very, very long time for one creator to do anything. So, sad to see the book off the shelf, but Kirkman's going to do some more stuff, I'm sure. I'll be very curious to see what he does next. But yeah, man, with no Walking Dead and no Saga, the Images really cut their output. I don't know if we talked about this with the DC, right? Mm-hmm. Where DC is pretty dramatically cut their output, but they're starting to build back up, as we've seen. The little horror books they just listed some new like super high fantasy book coming out, some like Swords of Sorcery thing. So DC is experimenting with some new stuff. They have all those new all ages in the young adult graphic novel stuff. So I wonder if Image is kind of in a bit of a restructure. A lot of books on hiatus, a lot of books ending, a lot of the new stuff not quite hitting.
Well, like stuff like, so you have Saga that is on hiatus, but that's a creator hiatus that we've known about and we were aware of. Walking Dead is now ended, so you have two of your big is sellers.
Yeah.
Just gone.
Short of Spawn, nothing sells over 20,000 copies at Image right now.
But you're looking at
single issue.
Yeah. I mean, what's out there that's interesting. I mean, people were into Southern Bastards, but because Jason Aaron's output at Marvel started to go more and more and more,
Southern Bastards isn't anywhere near Saga.
No, nothing.
Dead.
Nothing's close. No, nothing is a quarter of or a third of Walking Dead sales.
Did you think after Oblivion Song came out, it would start ramping up?
Walking Dead?
No.
Oh, Oblivion Song?
Yeah, into a title that would rival Saga, or because Saga didn't start out. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, no, it took maybe that first arc, and then that first trade came out. I think it really picked up by the issue 8 or 10 or something like that.
Well, and Saga was on was trying out that issue 7, the trade's out the same time, so it's like it gets you hooked.
Well, and we talked about Walking Dead for the first through even the first 3 trades, it kept going up in sales.
Oh, Walking Dead
single issue sales kept going up.
Like number 1 sold like 5,000 copies. Even by like issue 15 or 20, it wasn't selling that many. When the show came out, boom, it jumped up to like 80, 90,000 copies. Yeah, it skyrocketed at that point. So
it was the show that pushed it?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, it was trending up constantly, right? Probably 40 issues in a row it went up in sales, which is just unheard of.
Now, do you think that's not going to happen in today's market because we're so saturated with shows that are based on comic book X, Y, and Z?
I mean, Naomi went up in sales every single issue except for number 2. 1 was returnable, the Brian Michael Bendis miniseries one. I don't know where the hell 6 is. 6 is super late. It was like 1, 2 was down, 3 was up, 4 was up, 5 was up. I mean, because of the weird speculation and crazy like low print run on that. So it happens, right? Long term, Walking Dead and Saga are like, 2 once-in-a-lifetime books. And the fact that they were both happening at the same point was pretty crazy. And yeah, that is a huge cut from Image. They lose a huge chunk of the market just for those. I mean, graphic novels alone.
This is where you want to get the guys from Image going, okay, what are you guys doing? What are you looking for?
Well, we've talked about this before.
What writers are you talking to? Because what was Kirkman doing before? I mean, I guess he did
Marvel Zombies and Walking Dead and Marvel Team Up, Invincible. Yeah, Invincible sales was okay, but it was never the same as Walking Dead.
Well, he's right now like he finished Invincible when he was ready to finish it. That ran for 140 some odd issues.
Was that long?
Yeah.
Man.
And he's just soft. He can't go more than like 140, 150 issues.
He's still writing that book, Outcast.
Yeah, okay.
And that's supposed to be ending soon.
Outcast is ending soon, yeah. Mm-hmm. And Die, I believe, is only those 8 issues. They don't think there was anything. Maybe they're taking a break till the next arc. And Oblivion Song's still going on as far as I know. But yeah, I expect he's going to have like 2 new books come out in the next like 6 months, all right?
I'm wondering what they're doing to find the next story, because they have to be thinking that in meetings, because they're like, look, we lost 2 of our biggest sellers.
Here's kind of something, and I don't want to cast too much disparaging comments on some of the people in the industry at this point, but kind of look at the cycle before. It was random indie guy gets picked up by Marvel and DC, blows up, gets taken by Image, right? And then the path after that has been from Image to Hollywood. This is normally the path. Indie Comics to Marvel to DC to Image to Hollywood. And unfortunately, a lot of these guys have left and like kind of, Brubaker does a little bit, but not as much as he was doing. Yeah. Fraction does almost nothing. I mean, his books are basically all over at Image.
I know, I'm scared for Tom King.
So we've had the indie guys. We've had people come into Marvel and DC, right? Marvel. Let's just say none of their current newer talent have translated to sales in the independent market. We haven't had an Ed Brubaker. We haven't had a Matt Fraction in quite a while from Marvel. DC, people come in and DC's like, corporate contract. We're locking you in with a position with a company. Mm-hmm. You don't need to go to Image.
Yeah.
Right? For a lot of these guys, that's what they've done, right? So I don't know who Image is grabbing. I don't know where they would get them from. And we have other companies like Vault and
Lion Forge,
Boom, and a few of
Lion
these.
Forge?
No, Lion Forge is mostly like all ages and like European stuff.
What's the one Gail Simone's like is behind?
That's Lion Forge. Yeah. But I don't know what she's doing there. There's a couple of these other companies that are doing very image-like products. So there's a
Aftershock was
Aftershock is Aftershock is totally another one, and a lot of Ahoy is Tom Payer.
What's her name that did Bombshells? Margaret
Bennett.
Bennett.
I think that's right.
Like her animosity is amazing.
Yeah, for Aftershock,
the Bombshells, but her animosity is really good.
So there's not just Image. There's like 4 or 5 other companies that are doing the same thing as Image now. So
Burger Books.
Yeah, that's part of Dark Horse. Yeah. Oh no, wait.
Yeah,
it is.
Burger is part of Dark Horse, and IDW's is what's her name? Shelley Bond.
Yeah,
she has her group at Dark Horse. They're both ex-Vertigo people. So it is weird to see that there's so many options for these books. What does Image bring to the table besides the Image brand name? Right? I don't know. I don't know that Image specifically has any direct line to Hollywood and movie people. I think it's just, hey, cool, we'll publish your books and kind of do whatever you want to do. So yeah, I don't know, and we don't know who the next big person's going to be. I feel like we've gone a few years without that huge breakout talent. We haven't had a Tom King in a number of years, right? I don't know that Marvel's bigger relaunches in the last 5 years and stuff upcoming is known quantities. It's not someone like Tom King or Scott Snyder where we're going to give you the keys to the kingdom and go crazy and become a huge name, right? It's like, okay, cool. Dan Slott's on FF and Hickman's on X-Men and
Jason
Aaron's
doing
on
everything else.
And we got Mark Waid doing stuff and guys that have been, and they're not bad talents. That's not what I'm saying, but we haven't had a new kid come in at Marvel in many years. Donny Cates. Donny Cates I think is the closest, but he's had success outside kind of already.
Donny Cates is all over. Like
he's big at he's done quite a big number of different things, but I haven't seen he hasn't hit that Kirkman, Brubaker, Fraction.
Like he
BKV. He hasn't hit that level yet.
He writes Redneck for Image,
but that's not.
But it's not hitting. It's not.
No,
it's not a Brubaker or a.
Well, so that's my question.
For me, if I'm saying what's Redneck, then it's
Donny Cates is probably the closest that can go and have a 100,000 copy seller from Image and pick up a movie deal. I could see him kind of being like the next Black Science,
Rick
Remender, very similar to Rick Remender. Lots of projects, couple hits, couple not so big hits, but a lot of content. I see him kind of on that level. Rick Remender is great. I like him quite a lot. It's just it's different. We haven't had that next big guy hit Image in a couple years, so we'll see. But yes, I want Robert Kirkman to invite all his friends to do more books based on The Walking Dead because I think that'd be a really good seller.
Cha-ching.
Yeah. Any other comments? Kevin, you be quiet.
I have no Walking Dead knowledge to...
just in general. I mean, the idea of ending a book like this.
Ending a book just that cold.
Yeah, I agree with Scott. It's cool. It's going back to the old days of pre-solicitations.
It shows up, you look at the cover, am I going to buy it based on the cover?
Yeah, or going back to the previous topic,
right.
One day in a DC comic, there's an ad that says, I will show you terror in a handful of dust. Who's Neil Gaiman? Who's Dringenberg?
Who are these
what
guys?
Is this character? Nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
And then it's
on.
Yeah.
Good to me. Rick has some questions. What's up?
Emails?
Well, questions.
Okay.
Twitter questions. I could do emails if you would like, if we get through these in a reasonable time.
You got a movie to go to.
We're early, so I got some time.
We got time.
We're cranking.
We'll clear the backlog of questions.
I don't know if we have that much time.
Everybody gets one sentence.
Cisco's got a bunch of questions. Let's hit up a few of these first. Did you make any drastic changes to your orders for the DC variants that came out this week, which have their prices increased by $1? All the DC variants this week have cardstock covers, and they're experimenting with a $4.99 variant cover instead of $3.99. They're doing it as part of the Year of the Villain, so it's kind of this is like their special month. And they have various upcoming variants also are cardstock that are $4.99, and it doesn't seem. I don't quite know the rhyme or reason. It just seems to be kind of random titles. I don't exactly know why specific titles have been chosen to have it and some don't.
So when they first announced the cardstock thing in the $4.99, I thought it was like, okay, they're going to do like in the Year of the Villain, they're going to do this theme. They're just it's going to be a theme variant for a month. Like, cool, okay, whatever. This week was Harley Quinn, Justice League, but the Harley Quinn is not the cover that was solicited for sale, and it's actually a really shitty.
It's not as good.
Like cover.
Frank Cho is just not the same.
And I'm like, okay, well, all right, but fine. But then both Deceased covers are cardstock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, that's weird because they're both already themed variants.
Yeah.
Why are you changing these to cardstock when they're already themed? Like one is the horror movie poster homage, and then the other one is the like close up of the zombie character.
Yeah, they're the cardstock covers, but they're not the theme of the other cardstock covers. And the Batgirl variant came out this week, and it's not a cardstock cover. It's a totally different variant. I was like, huh?
And to me, it's like,
so I don't know if they're doing like couple this month, couple next month, couple in October, all like randomly part of this. It's not 100% clear.
I thought those cardstocks were those villain portrait covers.
Yeah, they are.
But it's not on every book. And then, like Brock said, it's on Deceased, which is not,
shouldn't be on Deceased. Yeah. Because now the Batman and Superman variant that you got of the like face of the zombie
is
the standard, and then Wonder Woman is cardstock for number 3. So it's like, what?
It's weird.
I don't know.
I did increase my sales slightly my orders slightly for the first this kind of first couple weeks. But looking at recent like DC variant, our DC variant numbers have started to flatline a little bit. They're
even your Art Germ ones.
Yeah. It just spend so many of them. They still sell well, but I'm not selling like
everybody.
We'll special order 20 copies, and then we used to sell 30 or 40 off the shelf. Now we're special ordering 20 copies or 18 copies and selling 5 off the shelf, 6 off the shelf. There's been a couple of the variant covers where I'm like, okay, we sell like 15 variant covers and 0 off the shelf. So that's a little concerning. So I have now for all the future ones, I've cut back to just
and I think that with this kind of we're testing $4.99. No, people are going to be like, nope, don't care, don't want it.
I had at least one person that normally gets the variant covers tell me they didn't want them for this month, but they didn't say anything about the July or the August ones that we already put in. So I don't know if they're going to.
Because I think the problem is everyone thinks that it's like their 3D cover or their Zero or
it's just everything for 1 month.
Everything for 1 month. Okay, that's fine. It's a theme. It goes like hell. They had adult coloring book. They had Looney Tunes. They had Hanna-Barbera. Like they had a Harley month. Like I get the themes. But when it's just cardstock, but you're applying it and you're like, cardstock, you're the villain, boom. But then you're starting...
Well, like the Batgirl cover this week is not a cardstock cover.
It's not a cardstock cover.
It's not the same theme.
But you're going into the other titles. So what is it? So like the Lois Lane one.
Yeah, that's not.
Like that's not a cardstock one.
Or maybe it is. We didn't get it. We got shorted that one.
But that's the thing is like it's a new book, but you're throwing a cardstock. Okay, well, I mean, if it's a villain, like, close up portrait like it's supposed to be, fine. But adding it to just random other variants doesn't make sense.
It's kind of weird.
Because the Green Lantern wasn't cardstock
no
either.
That's another big short. We have a lot of missing books this week. It sucks. Our entire order of Justice League was missing too. Another question for Cisco. He says, non-exact figures about how high did you jump going in House of X, let's say, compared to Rebirth, Doomsday Clock, Marvel Legacy, etc. So House of X had some cool little ordering incentives for retailers, so we're able to get a few extra copies. I went very low in the variant covers. I ordered almost none because interest was almost 0. A couple random orders, but that was it. The variant, look, I love variant covers, but holy shit, Marvel, like... I don't
statistically, Marvel has not been hitting the mark with them.
Well, I don't need 15 variant covers for a comic. It's too much. If there was if House of X had one awesome variant cover, then totally I'd order a bunch of each. Right? If every issue of Justice League had 7 variant covers, I wouldn't order them. It's just too much. But that said, due to their order incentives, I was able to order quite a few extra copies of number 1 at a good reasonable price. So we have a lot of copies. Nowhere near Rebirth or Doomsday Clock. Marvel Legacy again was inflated with the crazy books, and so again, nowhere near Marvel Legacy. It'll be the number 1 book of the month. I would almost guarantee. But for us, nowhere near any of that. I'm trying to think.
It's definitely not a million copy book.
No. What did I order? Close. It's probably around my current Batman numbers. Maybe a little bit higher. When you count the variant covers, a little bit higher. Yeah. But that's.
It's about what you did for Damned, or was Damned straight?
Number 2 or number 1 on Damned.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's around. I think around our number 1 Damned covers numbers. He also says with Naomi confirmed to be joining Young Justice, and I didn't know that, but apparently she is. How does everyone feel about John looking like a lock to join the Legion? Excited for the turn of the Legion, but aging Jonathan up and sending him to the future after 4 years of publication seems to be too much too soon. Cisco baby, Bendis is sending Jonathan Kent into the future to join the Legion of Superheroes, which he's going to be writing. I am all for this. Oh, I can't wait. Connor's going to be back in the present. John's going to be in the future. He can come and go as he pleases. We're getting a Legion book. Oh, dude, I'm so excited. And that's your link back, right? John being your link back to the current. And no, this is not, we don't know this. This is not, no one said this to the best of my knowledge. Bendis has done some interviews, but I don't think he's confirmed that John's joining the Legion. But John should totally join the Legion. I'm down with this.
You just fully fanboyed out on that one.
I love it. Jonathan Kent, super cool. Legion, super cool. Bendis, really good on these books. So, I'm very excited. Oh, Kevin, how excited are you for that? I hubbed the event.
No.
The Millennium.
I almost said event Leviathan. The Millennium.
Yep.
I was like, Kevin Sharp. Oh, okay. This makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I know.
And looking at the Ryan Sook, we talked about this, right?
Yeah.
But I saw a little picture of all of the characters lined up.
That was really cool.
Did I see Mon-El?
Yeah. He's got a costume in there. Yeah.
I love and I don't mean Valor or whatever the hell else he was turned into. I love
Mon-El.
old school Mon-El.
Yeah.
There's 1 or 2 characters on that list that I was like, I don't know who this is supposed to
I know.
be.
I think you need to open your Legion box.
But it could be new characters. It's very possible they're going to have new characters on there. So
it's the Legion; they have to have new characters.
Yeah,
I believe I hubbed 2 titles. Was that Millennium number 1 and Scott the True Believer reprint of Son of Satan number 1. Or maybe it's a Marvel premiere.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, those were my 2 hub orders.
Yeah.
Son of Satan?
I love Son of Satan. I love all those weird 70s Marvel characters.
Isn't it Damian Hellstrom?
Yeah.
Hellstrom, is that it?
Hellstrom.
Hellstrom. Yeah. Yes.
It's good stuff.
Son of Satan. Marvel. That was in Marvel Spotlight or Premiere?
I can't remember.
Yes.
Those books are yes. It's in one of those.
Yes.
Ooh Evans on Twitter. Ooh Evans says on a scale from 10, on a scale of 10 to 10, how cool is it that Morrison is going to bring back Terra Man and Green Lantern? Now, true DC fans have remembered that they brought Terra Man back in the Power Girl series. The Jimmy Palmiotti,
the Palmiotti,
Americana,
the black-haired.
Okay, now wait.
This is Zardoz.
Is this okay?
Yes,
because I'm thinking of the other villain, and I can't think of his name. He looks like a cowboy, but he's riding like a Pegasus.
Yeah.
You know who I just can't think of that character's name.
I think this is not the same.
Is that the same guy?
Is it not Terra Man?
I'm picturing Zardoz as Terra Man.
Right. Yeah. I thought. Is that not him too?
Well, we'll get to the bottom of this by the end of the show.
But yes, old school Sean Connery, Zardoz.
Have you ever seen Zardoz?
I've seen like the photos, but I've never watched
I've seen the trailer.
It is in my home library, and I will happily. As soon as you watch Dune, you can have Zardoz. That would be a fantastic double feature.
Dune and Zardoz.
First appearance, Scott, is Superman 249.
Scott's already on the hunt. Yeah, very, very, very 70s homage.
So he's coming back in Green Lantern?
Yeah.
I didn't see this.
Do you know what his alter ego's name is?
Oh, that is him. Yes, that's Terraman, the cowboy one.
Do you know what?
What two weird looks for the same character? That's the same guy.
Do you know what?
Hot pants and a open vest and
a Western
cowboy
outfit and a flying horse.
Yeah.
Do you know what his alter ego's name is?
Hey, what his real name is?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know it, but I can't remember.
I'll give you a hint.
Oh, where you're pointing at?
That chair.
Toby? His name is Toby?
His name's Kevin.
Tobias? Toby Manning.
I think I knew that.
His team affiliation
Rex
is the secret.
Manning?
Yeah, it's Rex Manning Day. He's never seen that movie.
Ryan hasn't?
He hasn't.
What movie?
Empire Records?
I've never seen Empire Records.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
He was busy living it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah, there's no reason to watch
Wow.
it.
Except all the cool parts of that movie he lived.
Chris Bunch says, I'm finally moving over to long boxes
Sorry.
from storing comics in magazine holders. Good Lord.
Oh, God.
I remember you said you file comics in alphabetical order, but do you have to leave the boxes with lots of room to fit new comics, or do you keep some series of long boxes, which you never touch? Chris, the answer is alphanumerical.
Oh, God.
Amazing Spider-Man #1 in the front box. The current issue of Uncanny X-Men in the final box, or Zatanna, or whatever the hell you have. Right? I'm trying to think A to Z, right? And all you got to do is just to do that shuffle. So here's how you do the shuffle. Okay. So you fill a long box. You pull out your entire collection. You start at Z, right? You take all the boxes out of your current long box that you filled.
Okay, pause. Just for a second.
Yeah.
I would suggest short boxes. They're easier to move.
However you do
They're
it.
easier to... Long boxes are just too much. Okay, go ahead.
You start at the Z. You take out the last comic in your box, and it's an issue of X-Men. Okay, you put everything until you get to that issue, into this new box that you have. You then put that issue where it belongs. You then filter in the stuff. You don't start at A because you want to start at the end of the alphabet so you can slowly filter into the beginning, right? Because you don't know.
Couldn't you just filter the other direction? It would be the same thing.
No, it wouldn't. Because you want to move the boxes. You want to move out. No, you want to move out because. So what happens if you have nothing in A? You're going to be moving all this extra stuff, right? And if you need to move a full box, you shift it down. You don't shift forward. That A box stays where it is. That's the starting point. You always expand to the end, all right? So you start with Z and you go backwards and you fill in, because if you start with A, you're shifting everything over. You're picking out of the box, putting into another box, shifting that way. You shift from the end to the beginning. Trust me, this is how you do it. That's how you do it.
It's the same.
No, it's not.
I think it's the same.
If you start in the first box, you're shifting forward.
But you're starting at the last box, so you're shifting everything backwards.
Correct, because you have your first box is
Same
your
thing.
first is at
It's
your
the
first box is at a
same
starting
It's the
position.
same thing.
No, again,
Hey, Brock, potato.
Brock, if you have a box, give me your cell phone. Give me your cell phone.
No.
Give me your cell phone.
No, I'm
Give me
not.
your cell phone.
No.
Taking your-
Get it.
If you have a
smells.
box, that's here, and you have a box that's here, and you have a box that's here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's your 3 boxes. Great
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah, great radio.
Great
Show
radio.
the boxes.
This box is your first box,
Those of
right?
you that are listening, Ryan is pointing at 3 different items.
He has
right
3
in front
objects
of him.
in front of him, like a
they were-
a 3-card Monte dealer on a boardwalk
It is
somewhere.
a IT band or a
Elbow
band,
Brock
a
tennis elbow.
telephone, a microphone, and a water bottle.
Chris Bunch, aren't you glad you wrote in with this question?
Empty box here. You filter this stuff into this stuff into this, and you've evened out by here. You've never had to move these boxes because you've started with your A box is where it starts. Assuming your shelves or however you have this laid out, right? You fill this up. If you move this over, you then move this over, and then you put it in here, and you're shifting all this stuff
No,
around.
you just put an empty box in the middle.
No. The box in the middle is tricky because then you're shifting half your boxes.
Well, you always want
See, what I don't understand
Do
is
not-
you still have to move all the boxes
do
over
not pack
the one
your
you're
boxes
adding in.
full.
No.
Do not
Yeah,
pack your boxes
I'm going to go
full.
with Scott on this one, not disagreeing with the shifting method, but I just mean I would leave
No, leave a
10 room for
comics.
10 comics
Yeah,
in every box that you pack.
yeah.
Yep. Which reminds me, Ryan, I need to buy a box because my boxes are full, and I do not have room for 10.
See, the real way to do it is you start at A's, you sort through, and then you go, oh shit, why do I even have this garbage? And you purge.
That's true. Purging helps too. You can usually
Jesus.
make rid of them in there.
Done it. But now I have to purge like Silver Age stuff, which is uncomfortable. That's a really... I don't want to purge Silver Age stuff.
Just sell it to Jim.
Because then we're not... Look.
When Jim pays his tab off.
Jim and I had a really good conversation, and I'm not allowed to rat Jim out anymore.
When his tab is 0, Scott can pay him whatever he wants, or sell him whatever he wants.
Just not... I can't rat Jim out. Jim, not going to rat you out for buying all those comic
I saw
books
his name
today.
on your phone earlier.
On Twitter.
Comments on those things.
Is this Charlie, number one cable fan on Twitter?
I don't know.
love it.
We're all getting apparently number one fans.
Not comic book related, but a question for Ryan. Did you catch the Cure's live performance at Glastonbury? I didn't watch it. They did a live stream performance.
Really?
Yeah. I should throw it on TV here one day.
Speaking of live, did you watch the U.S. women's soccer team?
I saw while we were putting books away, I saw
Such a good game.
the highlights.
Yeah,
which I didn't watch because I was watching Spider-Man. Just saw the highlights.
When's the final? Friday? Finals?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was Friday for some reason.
They got to rest. Get ready to go. Get Ripito back.
From Wes, with The Walking Dead ending in issue 193, what would be your creative dream team to continue the series?
The answer is yes. He already posed this idea.
Yeah, no, but...
What team would you choose?
Yeah, what team do you want?
We never really chose
Not
anyone.
one team. Every team.
Yeah.
I like. Hey, you.
I would do it like
Hickman-
Legends of the Dark Knight.
Yeah. Totally.
Hickman knows some people in Hollywood that want to write, or he knows some guys that write books, and here write a 3-story arc, write a 4-story arc.
I got a theme for you.
A theme?
I got a team for you.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Not like Hannah Banana. Yeah, I get it.
Hannah Banana.
Oh, jeez. I said
Whatever the hell you said.
Hanna Barbera earlier, and he goes, Banana Barbera?
It sounded like he
I was
said
like, oh
Banana
my God.
Barbera. It was really funny.
Anyway, Jeff Lemire and Sorrentino.
Yeah, sure. That'd be great.
Like,
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Almost everyone would be amazing.
all right. Next question.
Tor,
we got to get to an email.
Tor says, with DC branching out with the new horror comics and now their high fantasy epic, I should actually pull up the name of that book so I could talk about it. It says, what other genres do you think or wish they should branch out into? Any other specific characters you want to see back? Yeah, DC's put out they canceled a ton of books to launch a shit ton of new stuff. They have so many new books coming
That
out.
fantasy book is Black Label.
Yeah. Well, of course, because that would be the rating system. That would be the rating
Sorry, I forgot. Right.
of a adult comic like
Right.
that.
High fantasy, I think, Black Label.
Yes. Well, yes, because it's going to be an adult featured comic, so the rating system would clearly be Black Label because that's the rating system for
Weird West.
adult DC Comics. It's called The Last God. It's a 12-issue creator Philip Kennedy Johnson and Riccardo Federici and Dean White. Is a cross-generational quest to kill the evil tyrant Maul Oltep before he destroys the world of Cain and Noon, where the series is set. The task
Dude,
is not as
seriously,
simple
That looks like Zardoz.
as it might initially seem. So it's kind of, people trying to, Conan trying to kill evil bad guy.
So was the question what genre?
Well, what else, right? I mean, if DC is like, hey, let's get away, let's do some pop-up imprints, random new stuff, any genre, that's basically what Vertigo was for. Anything goes. I don't know. I love me some new fantasy stuff. So I'm
DC
totally
used to
down
have
with
a line of fantasy books in
Yeah.
the 70s.
that. Yeah.
And horror books.
That's what it seems like it's kind of returning to, where, it wasn't just superhero stuff.
Yeah. I would like to see, be it a miniseries or whatever, the Blackhawks come back.
yeah.
Like the World
Yeah,
War
yeah,
II
yeah.
version.
Well, remember, Dan Didio, his favorite stuff is like weird Marvel shit from the 70s and probably weird DC shit from the 70s too. Well, obviously Kirby stuff. So it is not surprising that he's like, yeah, let's push a bunch of non-superhero stuff and see what clicks. I do love my favorite obscure superhero characters to get their own comics, but I understand that they don't always sell well enough. I don't know if these books are going to sell well. It's a little
Do you think
early,
there's a
but-
market for a 12-issue adult fantasy series?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Will it
It
be?
literally looks like Sean Connery on the cover of that.
Will it be the same? Numbers in single issues as random superhero books that were canceled? Yeah, probably. But what are they looking for? They're looking for long-term graphic novel sales, right? And yeah, maybe if it's good, right? 5 horror books out the gate. That's maybe a bit much, but we'll see. I think there's an audience for it.
No, there's definitely an audience for science fiction and horror stuff out there. It's again, I think, what are you bringing to the table? How much are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, well, Joe Hale's got a big audience, so with the horror stuff, I think it's going to be good. I mean, I don't know the people involved in this fantasy book, but
I think I've read one Lock and Key.
If it's good quality, then yeah, I think people will definitely be down with it. But at the same point, I also want to see an expansion of the superhero line. I want to see more. I don't want just 20, 25 superhero books. I want them to put out more and more and more. So, I don't need DC to go, well, if you're going to do what Marvel does and put out 120 books a month, then yeah, 30 of them don't have to be superhero stuff. Yeah. If DC's putting out legitimately 100 books a month and 60, 65 are superhero books and 30, 35 are others, then awesome. All right, that's great. I can't imagine they'll cut back too far, at least in single issue formats.
I mean, remember Vertigo tried to do those crime books for a little while and stuff.
Yeah.
And,
experiment with a lot of random stuff.
So I think, I mean, again, there's space in your line if you allow it to experiment with this stuff and see if it clicks.
Yeah.
Next question, because you got to get to an email.
Do I?
Because Scott wants an email.
Veris Libertas
from this decade
says, does Marvel continuity even matter anymore? Characters dead in Uncanny X-Men 20 appearing in War of the Realms 5 alive. Confusing or no big deal?
Who here's reading War of Realms number 5 and Uncanny X-Men 20 at the same time?
Scott?
And
me. I just haven't read either of those yet.
I have read 1, 2, and 3 of War of Realms. I cannot find number 4, and the hub says that I bought it.
Well, if the hub says you bought it.
I don't feel like... I don't know where it is. It's gone. So I have not read 5. It's in my stack. It's like the next one to be read. And I may just skip 4 altogether and just go, screw it.
I did that recently with Neon Future. I read issue 4. I'm like, something happened that I didn't read.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, it's because we were shorted all our copies of 3. And then for some odd reason, the reorder was
You start reading
dropped.
it. You start reading it, and you're like, "What's happening?"
And they have a recap page, or there's like a recap portion. And I'm like, recap? I don't remember any of this.
God.
So does continuity matter?
In Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently not.
Since I haven't read those issues, I can't tell you what's going on. But what I can tell you is going on is Batman. Batman is being drugged through the desert by his father with his dead mother's body in a casket. Batman is also hanging out.
Home on the range.
Batman is also hanging out with the Outsiders who are fighting Ra's al Ghul. Batman is also in the fucking
Justice League.
Fifth dimension?
Sixth dimension.
With
Sixth dimension? No. Mixoplex is on Earth fighting with Batmite. But meanwhile, Batman is with the rest of the Justice League trying to rescue Superman.
I'm behind.
That's like 6 issues deep in that storyline, what you just described.
Okay,
Yeah.
just what number is that?
23, 24, 25.
No, I'm at number 2.
Fighting future alternate versions
that
of
Batman
themselves.
thing that you're talking about, though, that goes back forever.
Yeah.
Like Detective and
Like,
Batman and World's Finest and Justice League.
If
in
Batman
Justice
could do
League,
all of the things
Batman
that he
had
does-
every bone in his body broken, and he was running around in like a body armor thing. And
so you just have to go, well, these happened before.
Right.
But the thing that he's talking about, the example that he says, and if a character is dead in one series
but it's the
and
same.
alive in
it's
another,
the same thing, right? It's
dead is That's a little different than
The thing is
injured.
Does issue 20 of Uncanny X-Men have War of Realms across the top of it? Because if it has War of Realms across the top of it, it might be a little difficult.
I'd say it's confusing, but it happens so regularly that it's like, well, who cares? I'm sure if they're like, we killed Captain America, Doctor Who. If we killed Captain America,
That random shout out was a reference to what's on the TV.
Yeah, it's always Doctor
It's
Who.
like Tourette's.
It's
Doctor
always,
Who.
It's always Doctor Who. If it's Incredible Hulk, it's a weird looking.
I should know. I should know these things.
You should.
Anytime
Yeah.
I look at it and go, God, this is crap.
Toby would scream at you for not knowing who his girlfriend is.
This is like new crappy.
That's Toby's favorite companion right there.
Yeah.
Oh, she's all right. I like Karen Gillian better, but that's beside the point. And there's a new Jumanji movie coming out.
Oh,
what the hell's
dude,
up with that?
Did you see the first one?
Yeah, I loved it.
The new world.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
It was really good.
And I will go see this one.
Oh, it's so good.
Because number one, Kevin Hart and The Rock are good.
Yeah.
And number two, Karen Gillian is really good looking in that outfit, and she doesn't change the outfit.
But yeah, if you kill Captain America in a major story arc and then he's randomly in another comic, okay, that's a little weird. I don't know who's in this, but I'm assuming it's some random nobody. So
it's an X. Is it a mutant?
It's an X-Man. So
who gives a
it's a
shit?
random nobody.
Well, if you had the Hydra cap or what,
Yeah,
that's what that was.
Yeah,
in one issue, and then in an issue that comes out the same month of another title, he's heroic regular Captain America.
That's confusing.
That would be confusing and weird.
Yeah.
Wait, Hydra Cap still exists, right?
I don't know.
Didn't they say that was like a different character? He's a different character.
Hydra Cap?
Yeah, like is it?
Hydra
doesn't
Cap
he
is
still...
from the. He's from the other universe.
The Secret Wars.
The
Yeah.
Secret Wars.
No,
stuff,
no.
right?
He was from.
Is he still
the
running around?
Cancerverse, wasn't he?
Yeah, there's some weird shit.
He is the Cancerverse
Yeah,
Captain America.
Yeah. He's like still running around or something like that.
I think it's the Cancerverse. Did I get that right?
Maybe.
Well, yeah, the Cancerverse is what they talked about. That's where Nova is.
That's where Nova is. Where Quasar
came
was.
back from.
But was it the one?
Negabands
Wasn't it when he went into the future when he was that Rick Remender future arc when
one with
he went all Kirby? Is
John
that
Romita
wasn't the
Jr.
Cancerverse? Was it?
No, that was like
But that's
Planet X or something.
But I think that's where that.
He came from Planet
I
X.
think so.
That guy was bald and had a scar.
It's been so long. I don't.
No,
remember.
not that. When the Cap
That was Earth
relaunch,
X.
when Romita Jr. was doing the art, and Captain America was in some other dimension.
Anytime Romita Jr. does art these days, I just block it out of my brain.
Last question from Ulysses. What's up, guys? Since Batman Damned issue 3 came out, and now we have one full story. It's all done. What do you guys think? It's probably my top 5 Batman stories of all time. Ulysses. God damn. Would you like to see Batman do an absolute Batman Damned and Batman Noel, which is the same creative team? I would. Yes, I guarantee you. I guarantee you they will. Yeah. I haven't read them yet, so
I haven't read number 3.
I haven't read 1, 2, or 3.
No, yeah, I didn't read any of them. I've figured because of the delays and the oversized.
I don't even know if I have to. I'd have to check the hub.
So I read them all.
Stupid thing.
Yeah. Top 5 Batman story of all time?
No, it's a good Batman story, but it's not top 5. Partially because the font and that they used in the it's fucking hard to read. That's why the Batman Who Laughs. I'm like,
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
If your font is difficult for me to read and not
Red
clear,
lettering on a black word balloon is a bad
and
idea.
damned
Gray.
and gray,
Yeah, right.
gray.
Yeah, right.
And the thing is Damns is like a light white on gray, and it's not even enough white to really clarify. It looks smoky, so it's like it's tough to read.
I have to read that stupid Batman Who Laughs, like literally sitting at a window with direct sunlight.
Yeah.
You know
coming
where
in
you
on
need
the
to read
comic.
it. You know where you need to read it because this place has the best lighting ever, and it's if you take this place if you meet a chick at a bar, you take her there to see if she's
With
really
your
hot.
comic?
No, you can take the comic
Okay.
too, but 7-Eleven they have the best lighting. Yeah.
It's those.
So you meet a girl at a bar and take her from the bar to 7-Eleven.
To 7-Eleven, yeah, just to make sure. You got to make sure because
It's
Okay, let's just put it. That would explain a lot, Brock.
It's that neon lighting. I
That
guess.
would explain a lot.
All right. Thank you, Ulysses, for bringing that story into my life.
I don't even know what we're talking about. Everything that we're
He asked
talking about
if you-
today.
he asked-
Batman
so,
Damned.
like,
Did you read it?
no, I didn't.
Okay. Here's a question for you, Scott.
Yeah.
Pick a number. 3 to 9.
4.
Okay. 2014. It is.
You have a 2013 email? God damn it. I'm picking 3.
Pick
We got
number
it
1
from-
through 12.
You have 12 emails.
12, yeah. We
12
started
months.
this.
12
started
months.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so pick a
12
month.
months, so he has more than 12 emails.
Yeah.
October.
October. All right. Let's narrow
How
this
many
down.
How many emails are in October?
If you can get one on Halloween, that would be the best.
Okay. That's actually about a sale. I don't know what that's in there.
Dear Comics Conspiracy Team, I hate this new Justice League of Vibe, Gypsy, Steel. Do you think they'll bring back the classic team?
Holy shit. Okay. Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's from Tyler. This is from Tyler.
Hey, Tyler.
Wait, will it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Come on,
It's
man.
just Tyler. Maybe. Tyler, did you send me an email 5 years ago that said you entitled So Much Walking Dead? It's a very long email. I'm going to read this.
Oh.
All right, you ready?
We got to get through a bunch of these. Don't read a long one.
Nah, this is the last one. It says, first of all, I fucking love The Walking Dead, comics, TV show, and video games. I wonder how you're feeling today. And loved your talk about it on the most recent episode. But I have some comments and questions.
Can we, hold on. If you email us, make sure you put in what fucking episode you're referencing to, because I don't know.
I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Never.
Right.
First of all, Brock was saying how much the scene with Tyrese and Judith in the cabin was the analog to his badass scene in the gym from the comic.
Yep.
But they did have a scene earlier that was comparable to that in season 4 when they go out to them get medicine from all the sick people.
4?
They are overrun by a horde and retreat. Remember Tyrese? Tyrese is left behind and presumably mobbed and killed by a huge pile of walkers. Then he emerges all guts covered in badass, just like the comic. Next, you're talking about how the spin-off could follow Morgan, who's teased in the after credit scene, which is totally a possibility and would be
Wait,
cool
that
enough.
actually happened.
That did happen, right?
Yeah.
Because he shows up in Fear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
2 seasons ago.
3 seasons after this.
Yeah. But I could have swore I heard or saw something where they were saying the spinoff would take place in a totally different part of the country.
It did.
Yeah. Trying to show how the apocalypse had affected other states and regions. I don't know, just a theory I heard. Well, you pretty much heard right.
The one thing about Fear that I didn't like
Any of it?
No. It's good. But I don't understand how it
tried.
went from... The timeline of it is just
They
really
blinked.
messed up.
They blinked, and they're like, and now we're in the apocalypse. The idea of Fear the Walking Dead
Right.
was really cool. And then 5 episodes in, they're like, oh, no, it just happened. We're 6 months later. We just fast
But
forwarded.
now they're now.
Yeah.
You know, 2-3 seasons later, it went like 15 years in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
That's okay. Go ahead.
You've just aged Kevin.
Kevin just looks beat down right now.
I have not watched The Walking Dead in 4 years easily,
good.
and I have not read it past the first trade.
The first trade?
Yes.
Not even the
the first compendium, the first trade.
Okay.
That's
Finally,
good.
will the end
you're
of the
missing
episode
out.
in the flashback to when the Terminus people were being abused and by their captors, they show a big guy throwing Mary back into the car. At first, I thought, "Holy shit, could that be Negan?" But then later, you see that crazy tattoo guy get released and immediately eaten. That was the dude from the flashback. But it got me thinking. Could they actually bring Negan into the show? Well,
you know what?
Yeah, they did.
They're going to.
Yeah.
They're going to.
They're going to. From the future,
They're going to bring this
to.
alpha character in too.
Because
I
in
don't
the
know
comics,
about that.
he's the most vulgar and obscene character by far, using all its variations of the F word and all the sexual jokes and threats. I don't see how they could pull it off in the TV show and keep the character true to the comics.
They crushed it.
So
It's probably the best. Well, no, I liked the governor. Their governor was pretty good too. Not as good as the governor in the comics, but
I think that's the last of the show I've seen was the Governor season.
yeah,
Was he in 2 seasons?
It's like 2 or 3.
The end of that character is the last time I've seen the show.
You were just like, I'm done. I'm out of
It's
this.
just I like my zombies in movie form. Like I don't have enough
Kevin, do you
appetite,
like-
no pun intended. For
Do you like fast zombies
I'm neutral.
or slow zombies? What's your zombie flavor?
I can take either.
I
don't have a preference.
Take a stand, Kevin.
I'll take slow zombie in the sense that it's one of those kind of
George
like a
Romero.
mummy, where you can outrun it, but it's just never going to stop.
Rather than 28 weeks.
Although I do enjoy that.
28 weeks
Yeah.
later. It was,
But World War Z is garbage.
all right, one more email.
Yes, go.
yeah.
Kevin, pick a year.
Pick a year,
What do you
Kevin.
like?
Oh, Kevin gets
Gabriel,
pick a
how
year.
far back can I go?
I mean,
here?
it goes to August 2013.
Okay, hit me with 2013.
Okay.
And give me the latest 2013 email you've got. December, November, October, whatever.
Let's see.
You're deleting these. You're deleting that one after this, right? You just so we don't have to answer that one again.
Yeah, I've already answered that one. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't want to get we don't want to have to answer that again.
You know, I'm going to read a different question. Same, not the last, but
Sure.
2013.
Okay.
It's because the other one was talking about Green Lantern, and we talk about Green Lantern all the time. But this one, I think you guys are going to like. Did we do this? No, I don't think we did this.
Who knows?
Okay.
You need to start flagging.
This is from Mike, 2013.
2013, Omar was on this podcast.
In honor of DC Villains Month, I was wondering if you guys would do a villains versus contest. I would appreciate a quick answer, and any discussion can be discussed at the end. I think most are obvious, but my knowledge of DC is better than Marvel, so some matchups might be a little biased.
We're talking about villains on villains?
Villain v. villain.
Does he give the lineup?
Yep.
Okay, so this is going back to like that game that we played the last time Bryce was here, where it was like Hawkeye or Green Arrow,
Very,
Adam or Ant-Man.
very same thing, very exact same thing.
Solomon
And
Grundy or the Hulk,
we only got a few.
or Ryan chose Solomon Grundy.
Let's go through this quick, okay?
Ryan's got to go see a movie.
I do have to go see a movie.
Yeah.
Clayface versus Venom.
Oh, Venom.
Which Clayface? I don't know. I don't know.
Clayface.
Are you talking about like the animated series?
Who's better? Or
No, who would win? Doesn't he mean who would win?
I don't know.
Well, okay, just
Clayface.
I feel like Venom, because Venom's.
You like Venom, and Venom would win.
okay.
No, I don't like Venom.
I mean, I think Venom would win in a fight, but I would prefer.
Yes.
I prefer like Clayface.
Okay, I'll
as a
choose
character.
Clayface.
Well, we'll do
because
both.
both do the same stuff essentially,
Yeah,
but the symbiote's
Couldn't
stronger
Venom-
than Clayface.
but couldn't Clayface suffocate the wearer of that costume?
Yeah.
No, because the costume is on the wearer.
No, but I mean the person underneath it.
But couldn't the Venom?
Couldn't
suffocate-
Clayface just like
So okay,
turn into
here,
a mountain
I got
and
it.
crush?
I got it. Clayface could kill the host, but the symbiote would take over Clayface.
Oh, that would be
Okay,
cool.
next.
Lex Luthor versus Norman Osborn.
In a
Lex.
fist fight?
Well,
Lex.
who do you prefer? Who wins?
So I'm going to picture Lex in his superpowers
I was
armor.
going to say Luthor wins in a fight. Luthor wins in a fight.
In a hand-to-hand combat fight,
Norman.
Norman, because he's
Yeah.
got super strength.
Yeah.
Lex
yeah.
is a dude.
Douche.
In armor, I give it to Lex, and in popularity, I give it to Lex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Deathstroke versus Bullseye.
Deathstroke.
I love Deathstroke.
Yeah.
I'm 100% on Deathstroke's side, and I love Bullseye too.
Although I think
Deathstroke wins, and I like him better.
I think they've cranked up Deathstroke a little past like how he works for me. He's just become a little too super Terminator-y.
Yeah.
Don't you
But-
feel like that? I mean, that's the way he was initially when he came in on the Teen Titans.
But he was
just wiped them all
beatable.
out.
He was beatable though.
Well,
okay, anyway, Deathstroke on that
A
question.
lot of these.
Hold on. Deathstroke or Taskmaster?
Deathstroke.
A lot of these. The problem with a lot of the
Stronger.
DC versus Marvel questions is the DC characters are just always on such a higher power level,
Yeah.
nearly like on almost every single one of these. Like Lady Shiva versus Elektra is the next one. Elektra's a good fighter. Lady Shiva is like the best martial artist in the world in the DC universe. Like I don't know that I have a preference either way
Elektra
as
would
far
win.
as.
She's come back from the dead many times.
But like character wise, I don't really have a preference. But Lady Shiva would beat Elektra every single day of the week. Elektra is good, but she's just
Yeah.
normal.
Who else does he line up there?
Killer Croc versus Lizard.
Lizard.
Oh, Croc.
And again, like on a fight, Croc just
Croc,
crushes
yeah.
him. Yeah, Lizard's not a fighter, right?
Plus, Lizard's like man-sized, just like
yeah.
Kurt Connors, but just scaly.
Well, it depends on which lizard.
Oh,
the
that's
modern,
okay.
the lizard that's out right now is really
But-
big.
Well, I'm talking
Croc-
about the 2013 Lizard.
But Croc, Croc crushes.
Just remember, it's the 2013 version of all these.
I'm assuming this was just a bit of a stretch because I don't know that there's a really good fight here. Joker versus Hobgoblin. That's maybe as close as I could even think. I don't think there's a really good Marvel
The
equivalent
problem
for the Joker.
here's the
The
thing.
Jester.
But
if the Joker is fighting somebody one-on-one, I feel like unless the Joker has leverage to kill like tons of people and send you under, he's going to get crushed.
yeah. Joker's Joker's never really been a fighter, but he can always wiggle his way out of it. Okay, now here's a rare case where I think Marvel
Scorch you
takes
some
it. Dr. Dr. Polaris versus Magneto.
Oh, Magneto.
Yeah.
Magneto.
I think Magneto
That's a
takes that
no-brainer
every
there. That was a good one, though.
Yeah. I like this one too. Bizarro versus Abomination.
Bizarro.
I mean, Bizarro wins, but
Yeah.
Abomination has been shown very powerful at times. But again, Hulk versus Superman, I mean, I still think Superman takes that fight every day of the week, so...
Yeah, but that's because Superman's smarter. Bizarro is not.
That's true. That's true.
I just think Flight puts Bizarro over the top on this.
Yeah. Cersei versus Enchantress. That's another good one. They're basically the same character.
They're the same guy. It's the same person.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have
a second. You're me.
They fight to a draw, and then they go
Quick
have
question.
a drink at
Quick
7-Eleven.
question.
Yeah.
It's a
And they both
stupid
find
male.
out they're really
Their clothes are on, Brock.
No, I
Yes.
understand that clothes are on. But do they have their
Even
old
in
costumes or
7-Eleven.
slutty costumes?
It's not a pillow fight.
Is this a mud wrestling
This
thing?
is not a bikini pillow fight.
Here is one that I do not think Kevin has an answer to. This is the hardest. This is actually the hardest question, I think, for both of you. The Rogues versus Sinister Six.
Oh.
That's probably the hardest question on the list.
The Rogues are more powerful, but the Sinister Six is led by the Green Goblin, which it would give them greater leadership, I think,
It's a tough one.
tactically.
That's tough.
And again, I think just the Rogues are
which
on a
rogues?
higher power level.
Yeah.
Which
the
rogues?
Weather Wizard
Rogues.
would just freaking...
Yeah, I know.
The Weather Wizard...
But which are we talking like
I kept-
Weather
older
Wizard,
Twister,
Captain Cold,
Trickster,
Heat
younger
Wave,
Trickster?
Yeah.
like which?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Weather Wizard,
It's a
the
tough
Weather
one.
Wizard alone.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Or Mirror Master alone.
Mirror
Like
Master,
almost,
right.
you're all fucking banished to the mirror dimension. Goodbye. You know.
Winner.
yeah. But
That's a good.
that's a good. That's
yeah.
a good. That's a
I
good
like
fight.
it. It's a good one.
Yeah. And
So
that's
we're
it.
going to rogues.
I saw this one the other day. Thor versus Batman.
Oh, I saw your.
Did you see that?
I saw that picture. Yeah.
That was funny.
It's very funny.
And I say Thor all day, every day.
Well, no, the joke is, like,
Yeah.
one is a god, one is an angry guy. Like, yes,
an
of course,
angry guy
like,
with a sore throat and a Halloween costume.
Yeah, yeah. So the joke
Like
is
Batman can beat up Superman because of kryptonite.
Yeah.
Thor's
I think you'd want to line up for some. I know that's a joke fight,
it's
but if you lined up something like Thor versus Orion, if you're going
that's
Marvel
fun.
and DC,
Yeah.
something like that,
We
or
always
Thor
love these-
versus Captain Shazam.
Yeah, that's a better fight. Magic and magic and
Yeah.
not magic. Did he have any more? Because that was good.
That's it. That's all of them.
Well, that was a good Jim.
I don't
Yeah.
get
I
it.
think the
I don't
guy's
get to
name
pick
was-
Jim.
an email.
Hopefully you're still listening.
Nope, we're done.
after 5
Oh,
years.
man.
We're done. We're here by time limit. I got to go watch Spider-Man.
Jim, it was Mike.
Now we
His
have,
name was
or
Mike.
they're still processing Patreon stuff, so we're still going off last month's list. So next week we'll have full Patreon updates for everyone that's kicks a couple bucks over at patreon.com/comic conspiracy. Of course, go donate a few bucks for us over there if you would like. It's always greatly appreciated. We have our good friend Julian Titus at Nerds Without Pants podcast. You can check him out at pixelbit.com,
Pants Tobias.
Pixlbit.
Oh, I know what we forgot to talk about.
What's that?
Endgame.
Oh yeah, next week we'll talk about
But
it. As
nobody
part,
saw it.
We'll
I did.
He did. We'll talk about it as part of Spider-Verse or fucking Far From Home.
I didn't have the kids this weekend, so I was like,
I
I'm going
was
to go
thinking
watch
you were
them.
talking about
I'm like,
Spider-
No, I got to
yeah.
dethrone Avatar.
Okay.
You know what?
We'll,
The
we'll
guy
start
that
with
I
it
saw
next week.
Spider-Man with today was like, did you go see it? Because my goal, I saw it this weekend because I want to dethrone Avatar too. And he's not. He's like just a standard movie
Avatar's so
watching
bad.
nerd, not a comic collecting nerd.
Ryan's got a list to read.
Jody Lawson is canon the Triad Comics anthology at TriadComicStudios.com. Of course, our good friends Sam Shea and Joe Duff. Don't forget Craig Anderson over at CraigPAnderson.com. Andrew Nelson Mendez at Recovery of an Anime Junkie podcast. Page Turners, that's a comic book podcast at PageTurnersPodcast.Libsyn.com. Tyler Willits at Thursday Thunderdome. That's at Thursday T-Dome.
Tyler,
on
let
Twitter.
us know if that was your email.
And Thursday, maybe it was, and ThursdayThunderdome.com. And Ryan Marling at tiny.cc/ornery Duke. He does some Pokemon unboxing videos and would love your subscriptions. So go please sub to him over there. That's on YouTube.
Hey Ryan,
And we have lots of great other things to talk about as I'm wrapping up this podcast. But yes, Scott.
did we do a Men in Black International podcast wrap up?
No. Please go to Comic Conspiracy Podcast, Geekbox,
Thor and Valkyrie.
ComicConspiracyPodcast.com, Geekbox.net, and iTunes to find all our previous episodes and rate and review us on iTunes. That helps. Or I should say, not on iTunes. Well, I got to change this. Apple.
Oh, what is their
Podcast.
Is it Apple Podcasts or
Yeah, it's Apple
Applecast,
Podcast
iCast?
now. Yeah. Nope, just Apple Podcast.
Did we do a John Wick movie review?
I just watched the first one the other day for the first time.
And what do you think of it?
It's pretty good.
That's it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I loved it.
The Killer and Hard Boiled will forever. It's hard to beat those movies for me.
Oh, well, Hard Boiled is a different story.
Yeah.
What do we got?
John Wick's good. The Comic Conspiracy at geekbox.net. If you would like me to read your email in 6 to 8 years, you can send us an email there. It's really funny. Patreon.com.
In the subject line, please write the month and the year of your
Well,
email.
no, I have it in my
he has
Gmail.
that. We need the episode number.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That we're referencing.
Reference.
Digital.comicsconspiracy.biz, of course. You can continue to back us on the digital store till the end of August, so we have a few more months. Go pick up some stuff there. We get a couple bucks kickback every time you do. And, of course, comicsconspiracy.biz. That is our physical storefront online where you can buy all sorts of stuff. I've tested putting up some back issues. Gonna start it soon. Very soon, Brock. If you have the print barcode labels from Comic Cub, either on the 11th or 25th, it's happening.
TikTok.
Conspiratorbrock.com. That's Brock's blog, video pull list, and unboxing video series. You can go watch those over there.
Yeah, just unbox the Art Germs Supergirl.
Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension. That's Charlie's Doctor Who podcast, as well as Etsy.com/shop.
I gotta listen to that Doctor Who
Leanne
podcast.
Hill Art. That's my wife Leanne's Etsy store. You can go check out her art on there. Don't forget, we're all on Twitter. Ryan Higgins, Ryan Brock Sager. We're already CS Shea. That's Scott over there. That's Kevin Sharp. And the comics. The comic store. That's us. The comic store. Comics Conspiracy at Comics Con Store. Not to be confused with Comic Con Store or anything like that.
Well, speaking of Comic Con,
Took me like 3 times to get
Are
there,
you going to
so.
Comic Con?
Be sure to
Hopefully
check
you
the
wanna-
Facebook group for where the meetup's going to happen for the Comic Conspiracy.
Toby's going to give me all the info.
We are all
next week.
hoping that the Comics Conspiracy wins a prize.
I would like that. It's unlikely, but I would like that.
We'd like you to win a prize.
Geekbox
Comic
Comedy
prize.
Button. Oh, but the full Eisner's awards are out there. 34 stores nominated. So, it'd be nice to get in the
So
top
you have
5.
a 1 in 34 shot.
I think I got like a 1 in 17 shot.
Oh.
Well,
Look at him. He's like,
I think
those
I actually
guys
have like a 1 in 10 shot.
Ryan's
because
like,
I
those
think-
guys are hacks.
I think only 10. Someone told me that they think they
Dude,
only
you
saw
get- your
10
movie
videos.
Your movie starts in a half hour.
They only
You
saw
gotta
10
go.
videos.
No, it starts at 10.
No, search it.
Oh.
I gotta clean up. I gotta clean up and shut down.
Brock
you
is
guys,
gonna clean
You guys
up.
fucking take forever. I think someone told me only 10 people
We're
entered
gonna leave
videos.
this to record more if you
and
guys
I don't
want.
think you get nominated to the top 5 if you don't enter a video. So I might have a 1 in 10 shot.
It should be a series of brackets like those villain fights
we all
where it's
fight
like
each other.
Comics
Yeah,
Conspiracy
yeah.
versus Midtown Comics.
Oh, well,
Well, Midtown
Great.
Comics. Yeah.
See,
Well,
pretty
the
low
Comics
there.
Conspiracy is like the Joker, like crafting. Midtown brings the muscle, but then you
please listen
don't
to
count out
Geekbox
Higgins.
Comedy Button, Manga Nations.
That'd
Go
be
check
like
out Infinite
Superman
Binge.
versus the Puppet Master.
I assume Infinite Binge is still happening. No one tells me about it anymore.
What?
I assume
Would you be
Infinite Binge
okay
is still
being the?
happening.
Would you be okay being the Puppet Master?
I pull the strings. Pull the strings. You ever see Ed Wood?
Yeah.
Favorite movies of all time.
It's really good.
Pull the strings. That's it. We're going to wrap up. Thank you. I got to go see Spider-Man. Goodbye, everyone. We'll be back next week for our not Spider-Verse talk because I keep wanting to call it Spider-Verse.
Far from home.
Far from home.